We've been talking about you all day.
Oh my God, I'm gonna take it.
Come on! Get it in selfie mode! Be prepared! Can I get a photo? Of course. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so beautiful.
But I think after he got super, super famous from the first Deadpool, then things kind of changed. I think he was like, see, you guys see? And then I think I don't know. I mean,
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have been fooling the world with their perfect couple act for way too long. But now, their carefully curated image is crumbling because the celebrities who've worked with them, they're done staying quiet. From explosive interviews to subtle shade and straight-up lawsuits, Hollywood is finally speaking out. And what they're saying, it's downright shocking.
For one of the most despised actresses in Hollywood. It was back in 2010 when he was married to Scarlett Johansson.
Let's rewind. Remember when Scarlett Johansson and Ryan Reynolds were Hollywood's golden couple? They tied the knot in 2008, only to split just 3 years later in 2011. On the surface, they chalked it up to irreconcilable differences. But behind the scenes, there was drama, especially because of a certain co-star, Blake Lively. At the time, Ryan was filming Green Lantern with Blake, and let's just say their chemistry wasn't just for the cameras.
Reports from the Times said that Scarlett Johansson actually initiated the split, citing the stress of conflicting work schedules. The couple had spent a lot of time apart, and Scarlett...
According to insiders, Scarlett had a nagging suspicion. Something was off. Reynolds and Blake weren't just play flirting in interviews. There was a real connection bubbling up while he was still married. Though Ryan and Blake waited until later to go public, rumors swirled that things were heating up behind the scenes way earlier than they let on. Scarlett was reportedly blindsided by how fast Ryan moved on. Just months after the divorce, he and Blake were already an official item. Scarlett never said it outright, but you could hear the hurt in her later interviews. She hinted at feeling neglected, like their marriage had become a background extra to Ryan's skyrocketing career. And maybe Blake. The timeline didn't sit right with anyone, and it's been a sore spot ever since.
Oh, wow.
And I saw a text and it says, I want to talk to you. And I was like, I hate this guy.
Now, let's talk Blade Trinity. The year was 2004, and things on set? Tense. Wesley Snipes, the film's iconic vampire-slaying lead, was not vibing with Ryan Reynolds. The vibe was toxic. Reynolds, always cracking jokes even off camera, tried to bring levity. But Snipes wasn't amused. According to cast and crew, Snipes stayed in character the whole time and barely even acknowledged Ryan. He hated the wisecracks, the nonstop talking, the attention hogging, and Snipes wasn't quiet about it. In one interview, he flat out said Ryan's brand of humor was over the top and just not for him. Reynolds, in his usual smirking fashion, has acknowledged the tension, but never really owned up to his role in creating it. If Snipes had his way, Ryan would have been kicked off the project altogether.
But why did you leave after 4? You're so handsome.
Listen,
you were like,
dude, listen.
You played
here's
a
my
douchebag
official
millionaire.
Here's my official take on the whole thing that's going on, is that there is another fight going on that I'm not involved in and I have not been dragged into.
And then there's Armie Hammer. Yeah, his name has its own controversies, but when he stepped onto Gossip Girl in season 2, he wasn't expecting the icy reception he got from one Blake Lively. Though he didn't name names, Hammer later described the experience as downright painful. Reports pointed to Blake being the problem, commanding the set like she ran the whole show, which, to be honest, she kind of did. And for a guest actor like Armie, that kind of energy made filming unbearable. He left after a few episodes, and his refusal to speak on specific people, that silence spoke volumes.
Hey, man.
We don't want to say we put the
what show was she on?
No, not for me. Not for me.
Was Joy rude to you,
Joy
Nicole?
was so mean to me.
Ryan Reynolds was not great to us.
And it's not just co-stars. Even reality stars like Sammy Sweetheart and Dina from Jersey Shore had a bad run-in with Reynolds. They were backstage at Live with Kelly and Michael, hoping to snap a quick photo with Ryan. Their publicist asked his team. The response? A flat-out number. He has a flight, they were told, but when Reynolds walked by, he didn't even look at them. He literally shielded his face and treated them like annoying paparazzi. Talk about an ego.
Was Joy rude to you,
Joy
Nicole?
was so mean to me.
Ryan Reynolds was not great to us.
Years later, on Watch What Happens Live, Dina finally spilled the tea. Ryan didn't even want to be near them. Sammy tried to play it off as a bad day, but come on, they both felt the sting. And just when you think it couldn't get more awkward, enter Anna Kendrick.
We're talking about you all day.
Oh my God, I'm gonna shake it.
Come on! Get it in selfie mode! Be prepared! Can I get a photo? Of course. Thank you so much.
You're so beautiful.
Kendrick. When a reporter asked Anna what it was like working with Blake Lively, she muttered 3 words that sent the internet spiraling. Oh, you know. Yeah, that's it. But those 3 words, they screamed bad blood.
Sure, thank you. What I hear is that it's not just Blake, it's Anna. The fact, yes, they hate each other. They hate each other. And from what I'm hearing, the sequel was a nightmare. A nightmare is what I heard. Was the word chosen.
At one event, the 2 actresses were awkwardly standing side by side. Blake was all smiles, gushing about shooting in Capri, while Anna stood there looking like she wanted to melt into the floor. She didn't say a word. Fans noticed the tension, and let's just say it was palpable.
Obviously, Sean's like already in a little bit of a rough place at the beginning of the story, and certainly things happen, and it gets a little outrageous.
Sources say the tension started on the set of A Simple Favor in 2018.
Ryan, several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And, you know, and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah.
Back then, Anna didn't know Blake well. They'd only met through Ryan. At first, Anna thought Blake was sweet, but once filming started, the truth came out. Blake was controlling. She wanted input on everything: costumes, script changes, character arcs. She wasn't just acting, she was practically trying to direct. Sure, at first people saw it as passion, but by the end it was obvious. Blake wanted the spotlight, all of it. Anna tolerated it for the sake of the movie. But when Blake gave that 2022 Forbes interview claiming she could never just take direction and needed full authorship of every project she touched, that's when Anna snapped. Blake basically confirmed what everyone already felt. She had to be the main character on and off screen.
Want to trade confessions?
No.
Come on. What's the wildest thing you've ever done?
When news broke that A Simple Favor was getting a sequel, Anna wasn't thrilled, especially when Blake showed up again with her list of demands. Blake fought tooth and nail to get top billing on the credits. Anna wasn't having it. The first movie had her name first. Why should she step aside now? After weeks of back and forth, the studio made a compromise. They used something called staggered billing. Anna's name would be first, but Blake's would be at the top right. Equal billing.
And even if people are unsure, once they hear the voice.
Hollywood style. Neither of them were happy about it, but they had to deal. But when the Justin Baldoni lawsuit exploded, all hell broke loose. Suddenly, Anna was getting hate just for working with Blake. She posted a promotional poster for the sequel, and instead of fan love, she got backlash. She was furious. And Blake didn't even apologize, didn't say a word. Anna, who stays out of drama at all costs, was left humiliated. Friends say she believes Blake owes them all an apology.
He got super, super famous from the first Deadpool. Then things kind of changed. I think he was like, see, you guys see. And then I think
But the Blake drama doesn't stop with Anna Kendrick. Gerard Butler? He's not a fan of Ryan Reynolds either. In 2021, during an interview with Unilad, Butler was asked if he saw any similarities between his 2009 film Gamer and Ryan's recent movie Free Guy. Butler's response? Ice cold. I actually don't know what Free Guy is, he said flatly. When the interviewer clarified, Butler shot back, "Oh, is it? I don't watch Ryan Reynolds movies." Boom, the shade was real. And Reynolds? Oh, he noticed. He tried to play it off by posting a screenshot of Butler's diss and adding a caption that pivoted to charity talk, mentioning Blake and his plan to match donations to the ACLU and NAACP. But let's be honest, the damage was done. It was painfully obvious that he was trying to clean up the embarrassment with a PR distraction. Back then, some fans bought into the whole "Ryan's such a good guy" narrative. But now, that mask is slipping, and people aren't buying it anymore.
Come here, girl. Who are you? Oh, I'm Deadpool. And I guess you're Deadpool too. But in here, everybody calls me Nice Pool. Oh my goodness, wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and can't even tell. I don't think you're supposed to say that. That's okay. I identify as...
And then came TJ Miller. If there was any doubt that Reynolds could be mean, this erased it. In October 2022, Miller, known for playing Weasel in the Deadpool films, went on The Adam Carolla Show and revealed a deeply uncomfortable incident. He claimed that on set, Ryan, while in character as Deadpool, made a dig at him saying, "You know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can get back to the real movie." Ouch. That wasn't just a joke. That was a full-blown insult wrapped in sarcasm. Miller said it felt horrifically mean, and that it seemed like Reynolds genuinely hated him. The experience left him so bitter that he said he wouldn't want to work with Reynolds again. Sure, Ryan allegedly apologized in late 2024, but how much does a sorry really mean after years of tension? Because this all leads to the biggest bombshell yet, Justin Baldoni. Now this is where things go nuclear. Baldoni, the actor and filmmaker behind It Ends With Us, hit Blake and Ryan with a lawsuit worth a jaw-dropping $400 million. And it wasn't just about a few jabs, it was personal. According to reports, Reynolds used his Deadpool character to mock Baldoni during the film. He even modeled a parody character to look like Baldoni, and threw in a tasteless pregnancy-related joke that cut deep, knowing Baldoni is a huge advocate for respectful depictions of women and family. Baldoni's team immediately reached out to Reynolds, asking him to cut it out. But of course, he didn't listen. That wasn't even the start. The real chaos kicked off during the press tour for It Ends With Us. Blake's PR started spiraling, reviews weren't glowing, and her image took a major hit. Suddenly, Blake flipped the narrative and filed a lawsuit against Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment and misconduct on set, claiming he added graphic scenes and tried to rehearse inappropriate moments without an intimacy coordinator. She said she brought it up to the studio and was promised protection, but instead, she got retaliation. And when the press tour started, Blake claimed Baldoni derailed the whole campaign, refusing to focus on female triumph like they agreed. Instead, he went off script, forcing the rest of the cast, including author Colleen Hoover, to do promo events without him. Blake said she was being smeared behind the scenes. She accused Baldoni of hiring crisis PR specialist Melissa Nathan to launch a retaliation campaign against her, with fake narratives ready to go in case she spoke up. She also claimed this whole drama nearly destroyed her new hair care brand. After the backlash, her sales reportedly plummeted, first 56%, then a whopping 78%. But Baldoni wasn't staying silent. He hit back hard, filing his own massive $400 million lawsuit in January 2025. His side of the story? Blake and Ryan used their power to steal creative control of the film, and when he pushed back, they tried to bury him with defamation and civil extortion. And the receipts? Whew! One of the key pieces in Baldoni's suit was a text exchange with Blake where she praised his rewrites. But when he mentioned how Ryan and Taylor Swift had gotten involved to make sure he accepted her changes, Blake responded, "They are my most trusted partners and the people I go to first with anything creative I touch." But then, on the red carpet, a year later, Blake turned around and told an interviewer that it was Ryan who actually wrote the scene. Baldoni was devastated. Not just because of the lie, but because he realized he was being completely sidelined by the power couple and used. Taylor Swift, she was furious too. She didn't appreciate being dragged into the mess. And Ryan? Oh, he wasn't innocent here either. Baldoni revealed in the lawsuit that during filming, Ryan Reynolds yelled at him in front of multiple celebrity guests and crew. He called it the most humiliating moment of his life. Even a representative from Sony had to step in and apologize for not stopping it when it happened. At this point, the industry has had enough. The veil is off. The curated, Pinterest-perfect image Blake and Ryan built over the years cracked beyond repair. Now, a growing number of celebrities don't want to work with them. Out of fear, they'll be dragged into more drama. Anna Kendrick, who's had her name dragged through the mud just for appearing in a movie with Blake, is a prime example. And fans? They're finally seeing behind the curtain. Blake and Ryan may have played Hollywood's darlings for years, but now they've become its cautionary tale. So what do you think? Are these just bitter co-stars? Or is the truth finally catching up to Hollywood's perfect couple? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild celebrity breakdowns. We'll see you in the next video.